Alright guys, how's it going? Motor City Miner here, coming at you from the farm, specifically the exhaust room. And not because we're going to be talking about mining today. Today it is ventilation. Because it is hot in here. And when I say hot, it's about 135 degrees in this room. Yes, 135. And that is because we have a little issue. Yes, one of my exhaust ducts burst. So, of my exhaust systems, of the three of them, one of them is just dumping all the hot air in this room. Which, I mean, there is this window fan, which kind of helps getting the hot air out, but, I mean, it is hot in here, guys. So, today we're going to be, obviously, ripping down the old duct here. I got a new one, came in the mail. It's been like this for a couple days. And it's caused me to have to turn off some of my equipment because the heat from this room ends up dissipating back into the hallway because it's so hot in here. And now that there's like extreme positive pressure in this room because, you know, dumping like 2,000 CFM per minute into this room of hot air. So we gotta fix this. So we're gonna take down the rest of this burst pipe, and then we'll put up a new one. And hopefully I won't die of heat exhaustion. So we'll be right back. Alrighty. So you can see we got the old section down. We got our nice opening to outside. And, you know, up there we got our duct. All cool. But now it's the hard part. That part was easy. Because I need to put this on while my exhaust system is in full overdrive. Really don't want to turn off everything. That means I'd have to turn off my whole farm because it would get way too hot in all the rooms, even if just for 5 minutes. That's a lot of work to turn all my rigs back on. So we're going to try and do this while it's operating and busting air out of here. So I'm thinking it'll be easier to hook up the window side first and then add it on here. Because if I add it on to here first, the end will just wave all over the place. So that's my thoughts. But yeah, we kept the old tube because it's not long enough for this section anymore. But I can cut off the broken section, and it should be good for use somewhere else at some point. But yeah, so I guess we're gonna try and do this in this high heat. Oh my God, guys, you don't know how hot it is in here. It's like a dry sauna. We're halfway to the promised land. Got that end hooked up. Now we got the hard end, though. Got to put this on while it's blowing air profusely. Guys, it is too hot in here. It is too hot. I cannot wait to be done this part of the project. Oh my gosh. Alright, guys, wish me luck. We're going in. Okay, so we are done. Oh my gosh. It's already getting so much cooler in here, but I am sweating profusely. But we did get this one attached. We had to do, it was a little too loose, so, you know, I put an extra ring on this one so I could scrunch it together. But yeah, we have repaired our exhaust system, which means I'm pretty much done for the day, which is great because I am exhausted now. But you can see our funky accordion we did there. So yeah, that's about it for the day. Until next time.
And a little bit of bonus content for you guys. It's actually been a couple days, well, like a day, since I fixed the AC. So I use Govee sensors in all my rooms and everything for hot, cold. Pretty much every step of the way I have things tracking it. And I thought I was looking through this app, you know, as I'm editing that video, repairing the exhaust, and I thought it was kind of cool that I could easily see exactly what happened. So this is a Red Squadron, for example. And you can see, you know, the temperatures where it typically has been. Typically right around 100 this time of year. And then, so there actually were two problems. I didn't really document it, but my swamp cooler actually had a brief issue as well. So that's why you can see, like, you know, this slowly creeping up here. This was also that really hot week, so it was going to go up a little bit anyway. But generally speaking, year round, these temperatures actually are pretty stable around. You can kind of see where this is. The dips and stuff in here are if I was, like, say, working in a room and I cut the power or something like that, or turned off a bunch of machines real briefly. But generally speaking, it's a pretty steady line in these rooms. I do air changes so fast that, you know, the heat, no matter what's going on inside or outside, it really kind of stays the same. But yeah, the swamp cooler had some issues. So that's this first increase. And then this major spike there, right there, that giant spike, dead center. That is when the pipe burst, the exhaust pipe. So it's kind of funny. You can see right around June probably 22nd or something, it goes woo. It just skyrockets. I mean, it was already on the up and up because of I didn't actually realize, but yeah, half the swamp cooler wasn't working, so I did fix that. So actually, you can kind of see that on the way down on this side. So when I got to the farm to fix the exhaust today, you can see I fixed the swamp cooler. So that's the initial drop there. And then the big drop all the way down to, right now we're hovering right around, I think it's right around 100. Yep, 102 degrees. And again, this is at ceiling temperature, so it's a lot warmer at the ceiling in these tall rooms than at the ground. Yeah, this first little dip here, that's when I fixed the swamp cooler, so that, you know, got us a nice, you know, 5-6 degrees cooler. But that fixing that exhaust, giant dip. And there actually was a brief moment where I had to turn off the exhaust in this room, the red room, just to reset some things. So that's that little spike there. But yeah, you can see how quickly that took an effect. So, you know, dropped from almost a max of 125. And right now we're hovering, like I said, right around 102. And this is in the red squadron. Yeah, so a lot better temps. I have pretty much all my sensors here. You can kind of see some are offline at the moment, so I need to fix those. Ignore the hot and cold, because right now there are no hot and cold aisles. That's if I ever get around to making those someday. Hallway, you know, that's where the swamp cooler is. And the exhaust chamber, unfortunately, had also died right around this time. But if we, it's still kind of a fun graph. So you can see I replaced the battery while I was working on the exhaust in that room, because I had the ladder in there. And you can see how it's gone way down. And then this happens at like a micro scale each day, but with the rise and set of the sun. So overnight it's always coolest, and then it gets back up to warm. And usually like about a 2 to 3 degree temperature change each and every day. So you can see that our minimum's 96.8 and our high, or the average line, looks to be about right where our highs are. So like I said, about a 3 degree swing on every given day as the sun rises and sets. But everything typically with all my air changes pretty much always stays right around 100 throughout the entire facility, minus the intake room, because obviously, which the intake room is the hallway. Obviously this temperature tends to be whatever the temperature is outside, because the building is not air conditioned. But you can see even that was really high because the exhaust wasn't working, and you know, then it came down and it's kind of been leveling off. But yeah, even the hallway was like probably 100 degrees because all the exhaust heat was just dumping back into my, you know, little room, not room, but unit that I lease. So really good that we are getting that exhaust out now. And yeah, I mean, it was almost a noticeably immediate, like within minutes I was feeling cooler just walking around. But yeah, you can see this giant drop we had. So really glad that this fix is complete. And yeah, that's all we got in this bonus content. Until next time.